Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And in this week's video we are going to predict the third round of the FA Cup. So let's get into it. It's the Friday night game between Swindon of League 2 versus the Premier League leaders Manchester City. The last time these two sides met was 2002, where Man City won 2-0 and knocking Swindon out the FA Cup. Swindon's top goal scorer in the league at the moment is Harry Morris with 8 goals, whereas Manchester City's top scorer, all-time goal scorer this season is Riyad Mahrez. So for this game, I'm going to predict a 5-0 Manchester City win. The next game is Mansfield of League 2 versus Middlesbrough of the Championship. Mansfield, who sit just 3 points off the playoffs, have a decent team. Middlesbrough, on the other hand, who just sit a point out of the playoffs, have a decent team as well. So Middlesbrough have a chance, but with the way both teams go into it, I think it could be a 2-2 draw. No goals in extra time, going to pens, and Mansfield are winning on pens. The next game is an all-championship clash between Bristol City and Fulham. Both teams looking sharp going into this game, but what a game for Andreas Weimann against Millwall. Obviously getting a hat-trick. So for this game I'm going to predict a 3-1 Bristol City win. I don't think Fulham have the correct speed and pace to beat us. I think they just want to be knocked out, focus on the league, focus getting back up to the Prem. Talking of Bristol City. The next game is Burnley versus Huddersfield. The last time these sides met, it ended in a Burnley win. But moving on from that, Burnley have been pretty poor this season in the relegation zone. The tactics have been really bad. But on the other hand, Huddersfield are sat in 6th, trying to push for promotion. So this game I'm going to predict a 3-1 Huddersfield win. Moving on to the next game, and it's Coventry versus Derby. This game should be a scrappy game with both teams having trouble in the Championship. But this game will end 0-0. Going into extra time and Derby getting the winner. It's Hartlepool of League 2 versus Blackpool of the Championship. Obviously for this game Blackpool will put out a good team. So for this game, I'm going to predict a 3-0 Blackpool win. Sorry, Jeff Sterling, but I don't think Hartlepool will be getting through. It's Millwall versus Crystal Palace. Both teams coming out of the league with a loss. So for this game, I'm going to predict a 2-0 Millwall win. The next game is Barnsley versus Barrow. Barrow having a tough start to the league, whereas Barnsley are scrapping for relegation, for survival even. So for this game, I think Barnsley will win it. The next game is Boreham Wood versus AFC Wimbledon. There is only 2 leagues separated between them both. So for this game, I'm going to predict a draw at the end of normal time and Boreham Wood to win on pens. The next game is an easy one to predict, as it is Kidderminster of the National League North against the Championship team of Reading. So for this game, I'm just going to predict a 4-0 Reading win. Straight off, 4-0 win for Reading, and Kidderminster heading out. The next game is an all Premier League clash between Leicester and Watford. This game, I think it would just be a 2-1 Leicester win. I don't think Watford have Ben Foster back from injury, so I think Leicester will win it. It's Newcastle versus Cambridge. Newcastle, who are second bottom in the Prem, and looking to bring in Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Is a good shout. But Cambridge have the best striker, also known as Joe Ironside. So for this game, I'm just going to predict a 2-0 Cambridge win. Sorry for those Newcastle fans that are going to watch this, but yeah, you're going out, sorry. The next game is the one I'm looking forward to. It's Peterborough versus Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers making a new signing today, obviously being announced. And their new signing is called Ryan Loft. But for this game, I think Bristol Rovers are going to win it 2-1. It's Port Vale versus Brentford, and for this game there is not a lot to talk about, but the final score will end Brentford 2-0. It's QPR versus Rotherham, both teams pressing for promotion. One looking to go up to the Prem, one looking going up to the Championship again. But for this game, I think QPR are going to win 2-1. It's West Brom versus Brighton. Brighton will be chasing the win here, but I think West Brom will sneak a late goal, so I'm going to predict a 2-0 West Brom win. The next game is Wigan versus Blackburn, and this game will be an all-to-play for game. So for that reason, I'm going to predict a 3-2 Blackpool win. Next game is Birmingham versus Plymouth. For this game, both teams will battle it out, and I think Plymouth will go for the win. But Birmingham will pull a late goal back, send it to extra time, and winning it in the 120th minute. It's Chelsea versus Chesterfield, and for this game, Remy Lukaku is going to be back, could be playing. So for this game, Chelsea are going to win 6-0. The next game is Hull versus Everton, and the last time these two sides met was back in 2017, where Everton won 4-0, so Hull will be looking for revenge for this game. So I think it will finish 2-1 Hull. The next game is Swansea versus Southampton. For this game, they don't think it'll go ahead, but if it does, I'm going to predict a 3-0 Southampton win. The last of Saturday's games is Yeovil versus Bournemouth. For this game, both teams are separated by an hour and a half. So for this game, I'm going to predict a 3-0 Bournemouth win. The first game for Sunday is Luton versus Harrogate. Harrogate have got a lot to play for, whereas Luton have. So whereas Luton have. So for this game I'm going to predict a 2-0 Luton win. The next game is Cardiff versus Preston. Both teams going up with one another. So for this game I'm just going to predict a 2-1 Cardiff win. The next game is Charlton versus Norwich. Now Norwich will be looking to win this game under their new manager Dean Smith, and will be looking to improve under him as well and trying to get a result. But I think Charlton will just win it. So for this game I'm going to predict a 2-1 Charlton win. The next game is Liverpool versus Shrewsbury. And these two sides have met in the competition before, where it was a 2-2 draw at Greenhouse Meadow, before it went to Anfield, where Liverpool eventually won 1-0. But this season so far, Liverpool have been good. So for this game, I'm going to predict a 5-0 Liverpool win. The next game is Stoke versus Leyton Orient. For this game, the Potters, obviously Stoke, will be hoping to reach the 4th round. So this game, I'm going to go with a 2-0 Stoke win. It's Tottenham versus Morecambe, and Spurs will be looking for the win. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 Tottenham win. It's West Ham versus Leeds. West Ham been on form this season, pushing for the Champions League places. So this game, West Ham are going to win it 3-0. It's Wolves versus Sheffield United. Wolves have a dominant side, so for this game, I'm going to predict a 2-0 Wolves win. The next game is Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal. This game will go the way of Arsenal, so for this game I'm going to predict a 2-0 Arsenal win. The last game is Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Both teams will be looking to advance, but this game will finish 2-0 Man United. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video and comment what you think to the FA Cup predictions, and tell me if I can make any improvements.